Hey everyone, it's Knittycat and I'm back to show you in this video how to knit the Fisherman's rib stitch in the round. I'm going to show you both the one color and the two color version because the pattern is pretty much the same when you're knitting it in the round. Now when you knit it in the flat, it is pretty different for a one color versus a two color, and I've posted videos on that in the past and I've provided links for that towards the end of the video as well as in the description field. But in this one, I'm going to show you how to knit it in the round. Now, forewarning, I don't have a project pattern for this right now. I'm still working on trying to tweak my hat pattern. I've knit up a few hats in the one color, which is this example here. I used a variegated yarn, and then in the two color, but I'm still tweaking the edge of the hat as well as the decreases. So hoping to have a pattern for you guys in the next couple weeks or so. And once I have that, I'll share that and I'll do a video tutorial on that. But for now, let me show you how to knit the stitch itself. Now I'm going to actually demonstrate the two color in two colors because it's identical to do it in the one color. You'll just be using one instead of two colors. So I'm going to show you two color, but one color, the pattern is the same. So you need an even number of stitches when you're knitting in the round. And the reason for that is when you're knitting in the flat, we have an odd number of stitches to give us a nice sort of a selvage pattern on either end. But when you're knitting in the round, you don't need that extra stitch. So even number of stitches that I've cast on here, I think approximately 60 stitches. And because you're knitting it in the round, you're going to need circular needles or you're going to need double pointed needles to be able to knit in the round. And once you've cast on the stitches that you need, if you're using circular needles or even double pointed needles, arrange the stitches such that they're all facing the same side, as you can see here. And then pick up your needles, have your working yarn, the needle with the working yarn on the right side. And then that way you can take a stitch marker, mark it here so you know where the round will end. And now you're ready to join it. Now the very first row of Fisherman's rib is going to be a setup row, and it's just a knit one, purl one rib. So you're going to take your right needle, insert it, do a knit one, and your work is now joined, and then you do a purl one. And that first row is just a knit one, purl one all the way through. So I'm going to go ahead and do that right now and get to the end of the row. I'm reaching towards the end of my row here, and I'm going to finish it up with a knit one and a purl one. So that's the setup row. You only have to do this row one time. Now when you get to this point, you're going to slip over that marker just like that. And now you start the pattern. Now the pattern is a 2-row repeat, and that's it. It's not a 4-row repeat like the two color when knit in the flat. It's just a 2-row repeat, whether you knit it in one color or two colors. Now the first row, the pattern is a K1B purl one repeat all the way through. And the K1B means you're knitting one below. So not knitting it in the stitch itself, but you're knitting it in the stitch that is below the stitch. And if you can see here, it's this hole right here. Okay, so you're going to take your right needle, insert it into that hole and knit, bring it out through that hole. And now you're going to drop the stitch, and it's going to feel funny because it'll feel like you haven't knit through the stitch. You're going to lose the stitch, but don't worry, you're not going to lose it. We've actually knit it. We've just knitted below. So go ahead and drop it. So that's your knit one below. Then you're going to do a purl one. So bring the yarn to the front to do the regular purl one. Take the yarn back, and now you keep repeating the knit one below and then purl one. And that's the repeat for the entire row, knit one below. And I'm knitting with bulky yarn and big needles, and so just so that you can see this hole really well. But if you're knitting with really skinny yarn and tiny needles, then you might have to tease this out a little bit to be able to see that stitch below to insert your needle in it. So I'm going to go ahead and finish up this row one, doing the knit one below, purl one repeat. And so you're going to keep doing this towards the end of the row, till the end of the row, and you're going to end on a knit one below, like so, and purl one. And that's the end of row one. Now I did the row 1 in the same color as the setup row. And if I was doing 2 color, I would now take my second color and join it in. And I'm going to use this white variegated yarn here as my second color. Now, if you're doing the 1 color fisherman's rib, you would just continue on with the same color. So that was row 1. For row 2, take your new color, leave about a 4 to 6 inch tail or so. Take this yarn to the back, put the stitch marker back on. And now row 2, you have to do a regular knit one. So we're going to join this second yarn. So insert your needle just as if to knit, and just put this loop right on there and knit. So the second row is just a knit one, and you can tug on these yarns to make the stitch a little bit tighter. Okay. And so knit one, and then it's a purl one below. So same thing like we did before. We're not purling into the stitch, but we're purling into the stitch below that stitch. So you can see it right here. It's this hole. So you're going to insert your needle from the back to the front to purl it out of that hole, and then drop the stitch. And that's the repeat for the entire row. It's a knit one, and then a purl one below. Knit one and purl one below. And so you're going to keep doing that all the way through, and when you get to the end of the row, then you'll just take this yarn to the back. You'll bring this yarn from over and start knitting row 1 again, and then row 2 again. So for the 2 color rib, your row 1 is in 1 color, your row 2 is in the second color, and then you keep repeating that same pattern throughout. Now it's your choice if you want to do the cast on and the setup row in 1 color, and then you want to start row 1 in the second color, and then row 2 back to the 1 color. You could do it that way. Either way you do it, your work is going to look like this. Here I have another swatch knit up in a couple different colors, and you can see your in 2 colors the ridges will form in 1 color on one side and in the other color on the other side. And so I think it looks really pretty. This fisherman's rib, it almost has a brioche look to it, and the stitch itself is very, very stretchy, and so I think it's a very nice comfortable fabric to wear. And so I hope you give this one a try. Again, as soon as I have some hat patterns, I will do a tutorial on that. Before I sign off, a couple things to watch out for when you're doing fisherman's rib. Make sure you put proactive lifelines, just because if you do make a mistake and you have to undo the work, it's a little bit difficult to pick up the stitches, just because of this little tricky bit that we're doing where we're knitting below. So once you've knit up a little bit, put in a proactive lifeline. If you're not sure how to do that, I've provided links in the description field. And the other thing is when you're knitting in 2 colors, it's really easy to know which row is your knit one below and which row is your purl one below, because you're going to do it, 1 color is going to be the purl one below, 1 color is going to be the knit one below. Now if you're knitting it with 1 color though, sometimes it's difficult to know. If you've left your work and you come back, it's a little bit difficult to know, am I on the knit one below row, am I on the purl one below row? So I would suggest, if you're knitting in 1 color, just make a note of that before you leave your work, or better yet, just always finish with both rows. That way you know when you come back to your work, you have to start with row 1. So just a point of caution there. I had to undo my work several times because sometimes I couldn't quite tell, especially when working with yarn that was a little bit on the skinnier side, like this mandala yarn. So anyway, I hope you give this one a try, and please like the video, or click the like button if you like the video, subscribe to my channel, all of that spiel that I always give you. There's the subscribe button is right here. There's additional details in the description field for helpful videos. And as always, if you have questions or comments, please leave me comments. I love to read them, and I'll do my best to answer them.